I think it's wise to learn from our experiences. You never want to waste an experience. In this episode of MCS Spotlight, we discuss the theme of race and ministry, but we actually focus in on the lessons we've learned on our journey. If you haven't heard part one, where we discuss our unique journeys, I encourage you to listen to that. My name is Josh Samuel. I'm the Director of Worship and Creative Arts Ministry and Professor of Bible and Theology at Master's College and Seminary. In this theme of race and ministry, I've invited 5 leaders from various unique ethnic backgrounds to join us in this discussion. I invited Kaarina Hsieh, lead pastor of Parkway Forest Community Church, Godfrey Adderley, lead pastor at Stone Church, Dan Collado, Director of Aboriginal Bible Academy, Patrice Wheeler, children's pastor and the next generation lead at Global Kingdom Ministries and adjunct faculty at Master's College and Seminary, as well as William Sloos, lead pastor of Richmond Hill Pentecostal Church and also adjunct faculty at Master's College and Seminary. Check it out.
Let's just go around the table here, and in light of the journey, I want you to pick out one thing, one key lesson you've learned from this journey that maybe in light of your background that you've really picked up. One key lesson from that journey that really stands out to you. And we won't take too long with this, and we'll go on to our next theme. But I just want to get one significant lesson that you learned that because of your background it's impacted you for the way you live and maybe do ministry.
I think I would just kind of say it's exactly what William Slew said, like listening, I think, and learning and being willing to listen and learn from cultures across the board. Like, I think because I came with that posture of I'm going to learn because probably I need to fit in, but I'm going to learn. It's been that I don't think that you could learn from any kind of book, that you just have to be willing to learn from other people and be willing to accept what it is that they are gifted in and what is it that you could learn from. And so I think that I've always taught kids that, leaders that, like, you just don't get distracted by what somebody probably might present on the outside, but everybody has something to give and you can learn something, right? So because there are different expressions of the human race, I think Kaarina said it, there are different expressions of the human race, there are different expressions, and so what is it that we have to learn? And it's great to hear about the diversity makes us better. So it and hearing that from, being in a multicultural church definitely adds to your experience. That, I would say, would be a big thing that I would say to others. Yeah.
Okay. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Okay. Who'd like to go next?
I can jump in.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Okay. This may not be, necessarily very, racially or ethnically connected on the surface, but for me, it's been significant. A very valuable lesson that I've learned really has been the importance of being tenaciously consistent and faithful to the call of God on your life. For my own journey, I've been involved with Indigenous ministry for over 22 years now. And I never got into and involved with Indigenous ministry because I was Native. My advocacy for Indigenous ministry has nothing to do with, any political agenda or for some, personal journey of myself of trying to recapture my heritage and to prove how Indigenous I am. But instead, my involvement with Indigenous work in Canada has been the direct result of a promise that I made to the Lord back in 1992. I said, I promised God, I said I'd be willing to go anywhere that there was a need, and I'd be willing to minister to anyone that was in need, as the Lord opened the doors. And the doors just always seemed to be that were opening were of Indigenous nature. And so I really feel, that being true to God's call in my life has helped me personally, navigate, those racial and cultural tensions that can so easily arise, where I'm not doing the work, of God because I'm Indigenous or because I'm a certain ethnicity, but I'm doing it because He's called me. And it gives me a bit of liberty within my own conscience, knowing that I'm here for the right reasons. I'm doing what I'm doing for the right reasons. And it keeps me from really having a chip on my shoulder, so that if somebody takes issue with my ethnicity, whether it's too much or not enough of something, I can be okay with that. I can be at peace because I know my security, my calling isn't found in what man thinks. And but it really stems from that one building block of saying, God, I'll go wherever. And
Very
it just
good.
happens that He's called me to my people.
It's awesome. It's excellent. Thank you. It's good. Kaarina, why don't you go ahead?
Sure. Yeah, I think one of the things that having grown up with not even realizing, to be honest, that being Chinese was a thing, because my entire neighborhood was Black, Greek, Italian, and Jewish. And so I grew up with a high appreciation for other cultures around me. And I think that's helped me to see, the beauty of people, the Imago Dei, in everyone, to see the beauty of their creation in Christ. It's really helped me, because I think that growing up, it was other people who told me I was different, and other people who told me that my difference was a flaw. But I didn't grow up feeling that way because, well, I had such a diverse group of individuals around me. But I think one of the things that all of this has helped me to really see and do or not do is to make assumptions that we understand or know a culture so well, because everyone's experience is so unique and so particular. You can have 10 Asians right here, and we all have extremely different experiences. You can have, a panel of 10 Black people. Everybody's experience is different. But to be able to appreciate and not make assumptions that we understand before we've stopped to listen, before we've stopped to ask some questions, before we've stopped to appreciate and hear someone's story.
That's
So
good.
that would be my takeaway.
That's good. Yeah. Asking questions. Yeah. That can be a hard one. Some people feel uncomfortable asking questions though. So
That's true.
yeah. Okay. That's good. That's helpful.
Yeah. I think for
Godfrey.
me, it's one of the things that I've appreciated and learned along the way is that it's worth living with the tension. It's worth living through these moments that are uncomfortable because they do lead to the benefits that Patrice was talking about and William was talking about. And, it just is worth it. It's worth it. We get the benefit of that diversity, but we have to live through the tension in order to get that benefit. And when we're too quick to kind of say, quick, you have to choose this or that, or you have to agree with this or disagree with this, or you have to do this or don't do this if you want to, those things are unhelpful. We have to sometimes live in a period of tension in order to get the full benefit of the diversity that our culture, that our city in terms of the GTA offers.
Yeah. Wow. Tension. That's uncomfortable for a lot of leaders, though, Godfrey. Like people want to be comfortable. They want to feel at peace. Tension doesn't feel very peaceful to some people, though. But
it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It takes work. That's helpful. Thanks, Godfrey. Will, we'll go to you.
James 1:19 says everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak. And when I'm quick to speak, I'm going to stumble. I've discovered that over and over and over again. But when I am quick to listen, I'm gonna get farther ahead, and I'm gonna get farther ahead with people going with me, unified, traveling together, working together, serving together. It all starts with being quick to listen. And so I think these are so critical, especially in these days of upheaval, and our hearts are stirred by all that's going on. I think this is, for me, the fundamental lesson is to be quick to listen.
That's good. Quick to listen. That's really good. Yeah, for me growing up, from Indian background, growing up in leadership, I didn't really see a lot of people as well, maybe, and look like me as much. And so I think for me, the people who really pushed me forward were people who really listened. And I think this is a theme that is really coming out from a lot of you, and that they really listened and valued my opinion. Like, they just weren't like, oh, okay, that's cool, but actually listened and valued and respected. And that kind of showed honor. There's a sense of honor that we give other people when we're willing to listen, to question, and say, hey, tell me a little bit more. And we honor people. And I think that's a huge place as we try to have this conversation about race and ethnicity and racism, all that. Like, can we honor other people? Kaarina, you mentioned the image of God, honoring the image of God in all types of people, regardless of how they look. Beautiful. All excellent thoughts there. Thank you.
Thanks for listening today. Be sure to check out our next episode on the theme of race and ministry as we discuss ways to encourage diversity in leadership. Thanks a lot, and God bless.